Hello everybody, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and this week we are going over to the dark side and we're playing Arc-like Phoenix. That's right, I'm playing it, finally, but we have a fun version of this deck. We're playing Light Up the Stage, we're playing Soul-Scar Mages, this is Mono Red, this is Phoenix Burn. That's basically the one thing that could get me to come over to the dark side here, so gonna have some fun with this one. Heck, we've even got Gut Shots. Don't know what Botanical Sanctum Go means out of our opponent, but I do know I have a Soul-Scar Mage here. Hopefully we'll find a land. Another land off the top, and I'd say we're pretty set. We definitely get plenty of triggers with these Gut Shots here. Arc-like Phoenix is just all over the place. I can't believe I overlooked the card at first. I thought 3 spells was just too many for something that died to a shock, right? It felt like you'd work really hard to get it into play once. But I failed to take into account just how many cards there are that just cycle. You know, that just cantrip. It's just too good. All right, there's our land. That was pretty nice, actually. So let's go ahead and attack with the Soul-Scar Mage here. I'm going to go ahead and play this one a little slower, I think, given that I have no idea what my opponent's up to. We're going to, well, never mind. I guess we're going to find out. I guess they're playing Spirits. All right, well, at least we know. Knowing's half the battle. I should have the sugar on the second Gut Shot it. Got to keep in mind playing with 0-cost spells. That one, I think it's hard to remember, actually. All right, so fair enough. If they want to trade, they can trade. I don't think they will. Yeah, they don't. I mean, the thing, I should have Gut Shotted because there's no reason not to Gut Shot. It would have got another point that turn. That said, I didn't think they were going to block, and I just wanted to play this Light Up the Stage, so... which, you know, does have a little awkward synergy with the prowess creatures, but all in all, worth it. I got to cast this card. That was the whole point of playing this deck, is I was excited to play this card, and now I get to. And we get to immediately get some value off it with another Soul-Scar Mage here. Alright, so next turn, we get on tap with 2 Soul-Scar Mages in play, 2 Gut Shots in hand, 2 more 1-mana spells, and a Soul-Scar Mage we can play out of exile if we want. So we're going to have a big turn here, I think. Obviously, we'll see what our opponent does. If this is a Deputy to... Oh, no! Oh, no, actually. Oh, gosh. Deputy Detention is actually a little bit of value. That's annoying. Okay. That's funny, though. I guess we're going to take it. Well, no, I'll just Gut Shot this now. We're not even going to play for the prowess triggers at this point for combat. May as well get it off the table. Alright, looting I like. We can also Fork Bolt, Gut Shot. I'm just going to loot first here. Just see where things go. It'll work with the Bedlam Reveler if nothing else. Alright, there's a Bolt. That'll get back our creatures. I don't need the land, and I don't need the thing is... I don't necessarily need the Reveler, but we're eventually going to end up with enough cards in the graveyard. I might just get rid of this, Honestly, maybe just the Lava Spike. I want to keep everything that deals with their creatures. And now I'll just play this before we lose access to it. So this is fine. I mean, our opponent's going to have some pretty good stuff to get out from Gut Shot, Lightning Bolt, and Fork Bolt, and then we have a Bedlam Reveler to reload after that, so... they do have the land. It could be Collecting Company, but it came into play tapped, so I think we're safe there. Phantasmal Image on Deputy Detention. That one's not going to work out the way you want it to. Getting rid of our Soul-Scar Mage. We can get that back at any time. Actually going to go ahead... Well... What can I do here? I don't have any mana. So I can get this back to block. That's fine. I'll just take the 1. You know, alternatively, I could still Gut Shot that thing at Incept to get the Soul-Scar Mage back, then Bolt. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm fine playing this a little slower here. May as well go ahead and cycle this while we can. Alright, red, please. Always red. Hey, we even hit a land, alright. I might play that land. is my Bedlam Reveler going to cost? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, Bedlam Revelers. We could actually already play it if we wanted, but I like my hand too much. I'm just going to go ahead and bolt this thing to death. And heck, I will just gut shot this. Why not? This is fine. I mean, the prowess triggers, you know, I think it's off. We lose the trigger or whatever on the next combat, but it's offset by having a third one we can actually even attack with. So our opponent's onto 1 card in hand. We have everything we want. We have a 2-mana Bedlam Reveler after we play out whatever we decide to on our next turn. So this is going to be pretty hard. Despite our opponent, you know, being at 18, I think they've soundly lost control of this one, and there's a Monastery Swiftspear. Fork Bolt. I think it's fine to just play it here. You know, I guess it costs me playing my Bedlam Reveler this turn, but heck, this is probably enough creatures in play that we just want to swing for 8, put our opponent down to 8. This makes any spell off the top of our deck lethal next. Well, we have Faithless Looting, so just with the Faithless Looting, we have lethal in creatures next turn. Now, our opponent's last card does not seem to be a collected company, so they're in quite a bit of trouble. This was a nice match. This was a good one. We didn't just, you know, point burn spells at face as I thought we might. Actually got to play a little bit here. That said, I think this one's coming to an end. And just hit Faithless Looting. Well, I guess you always flash it back, right? Always flash back, that way you can discard the one from your hand. All right, on to game 2. We did it. All right, so what do we want here? All right, forgive me, I'm on a new computer here. Trying to, all right, let's make this so we can actually see. Well, turns out we actually don't really want many of these. Hazoret could be good. I can see Hazoret being good. I imagine it's pretty easy. You just cut stuff like... Gut shots are actually really good against them. I'll cut Lava Spikes. I still haven't figured out how Arc-Light Phoenix is even good in our deck outside of Faithless Looting, but whatever. Don't question it, right? This seems fine. You know, the Molten Rains are almost tempting if we think we're going to kill most of their mana dorks, but whatever. I'll throw in the Hazoret because it's a sweet card, and we'll go from there. I have a feeling the Hazoret's in here to beat War of Invention decks, specifically the ones that will hide behind Bridge and all of that. I don't think it's in here for this matchup, but hey, whatever. We're having fun. Not with this hand, though. This hand out of land would be sweet. Oh, this does have a land. So I'll keep that. It's actually pretty sick. You can... Oh my gosh. And we even get to kill this thing. Disgusting. So much value. How do I want to do this? I guess I just actually want to pay to gut shot it. The old pay 1, deal 1. We did it. Take out our opponent's Noble Hierarch there. But the thing is, that's actually a very high value play against spirits. And when you take into account Phantasmal, which is running around, the 1 toughness creatures with the Hierarch and the Rattle Chains and the Mausoleum Wanderers, Gutshot actually trades for a large part of their deck. Doesn't do anything against that one, though, but Lightning Bolt does. So we'll see if we had a land here. We've actually got a lot we did. It was easy. So here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to Gutshot them. Now this looks weird, but I need Spectacle turned on, so that is after all why it's here. So now I can play this for Spectacle. This way if we hit land off light at the stage, which we did, I can play the land from that en route to bolting the Supreme Phantom out. Now we've basically saved the land in our hand. We've got 2 cards deeper, and while we might actually be able to play that Bedlam Reveler. We'll see what our opponent does and if that's a play we even want to make. But I think I might be able to loot my way into it. So we have, we already have 4 over there. If we Faithless Looting here, we should be able to do it. Okay, so none of this matters, right? So I'm going to discard these, putting me up to 7. And then I can play it. Well, I won't lie, that felt pretty good. I mean, what in the heck? What did we just do? Like, think about this game. Turn 1, Noble Hierarch, kill your guy. All right. Turn 2, Supreme Phantom. Well, that's a pretty good one. How about we kill your guy, play a Bedlam Reveler, a 3/4 prowess, and draw 3 cards. How about that? Pretty good, right? All right, so our opponent plays the Rattle Chain, so they still have an attacker here. We hit Faithless Looting, Swiftspear, Arc-Like Phoenix. So we have a looting in our hand to get rid of this Phoenix. And I don't know if we'll be able to get it going. I don't know if we'll be able to trigger it this turn, but we can certainly sculpt a way to do that in a turn or two. This turn, I'm just going to bash on in there with these creatures, and I think we're just in a... Oh my gosh, that's a nice draw, too. I think now we're just in a really reasonable position to race. I can loot for the prowess triggers. Excuse me. I get to loot away a Phoenix. Oh my gosh, I get to loot away double Phoenix, actually. I've only cast 1 spell here, so now we'll just attack. Getting in there for 6 right now. I mean, probably both of these getting through, yep. And that means we should be able to play light at this stage here. Cast with Spectacle. Now, again, anti-synergy with the prowess triggers, but well worth, I think. There's a... Ooh, I can gut... I actually am going to do this. You know, I won't lie. I almost didn't do it because... obviously, I wanted to use that for the Arc-like Phoenixes, but denying my opponent from mana when I'm sitting with this nice of a board, yeah, I'll do that. I'll take that for sure. It turns out free spells are good. Who knew? They've banned all the other Phyrexian mana spells. I still can't stop it from being broken. Possible I should have kept that land in hand on the last turn, but drawing Forkbolt here makes it pretty easy. Alright, so I can Faithless Loot and Forkbolt. That gives me 2. Or I can cast this Faithless Looting. Forkbolt gives me 2. But I wouldn't have any way to get to 3, which means that we might end up just stranding this Faithless Looting over there, which is fine. So I'm just going to Forkbolt 1 to my opponent, 1 to the Rattle Chains, and we'll see if they have an answer to it. And they don't. So they're just going to take 6 again. Yeah, this game seems like it's looking pretty good for us. Wow. Gut Shot, I guess. Just an absolute house against Bant Spirits. Cool deck. I mean, our opponent probably had a great hand, and then we just killed both of their mana dorks, killed a Rattle Chains. They just never had a chance. And, oh, by the way, we have 2 Phoenixes sitting in our graveyard. If our opponent were to deal with our board, we could just set up a turn to do that. With the Faithless Lootings in the graveyard, 2 of them, it's pretty easy to set up a, use the first one to set up the next turn. Oh, yeah, my opponent's actually not dead either. Oh, yes, they are. They're going to go to... All right. They had Blessed Alliance, which would have been sweet, but they can't escalate it. So, what are you doing, really? I guess if I'd done this pre-combat, we would have not killed them, but... Oh, there we go. That works. Oh, they worked so hard to survive, and in the end, I just Lava Spike them. This is magic. It's Richard Garfield intended it right there, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm Corbin Hostler. That was a fun take on Mono Red Phoenix right there. Phoenix Burn. You Phoenix someone, you Lava Spike them. More... Well, I guess we Lava Spiked him at least. We got half of it right. We'll try again. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, here we go with some more Phoenix Burn. And this hand has a Phoenix, so that's a good start. But I like what we've got going on to lead with. We'll see where it goes from here, of course. But Soul-Scar Mage into Monastery Swiftspear plus Bolt. Not bad. Need to find something to do with this Phoenix later, but... well, or we'll get Inquisition. I suppose that's also an option. I mean, casting Phoenix for 4 is an option. That is sometimes how you win with these. I don't know if I even want to say one of the nice things, because I don't actually like this card, but it is a thing that is true about Arc-Light Phoenix, is that sometimes you just get to 4 mana and you play them and win that way. So our opponent actually took the lightning bolt here. I don't know if that's a little greedy or what, but it's going to allow us to get our Swiftspear in and get in for a couple extra points of damage here. Knock our opponent down to 13. So good news, bad news. I mean, the good news is our opponent is at 13. We have some things in play, and it's turn 2. Bad news is we have a Phoenix that we can't play in hand along with a land. So, but if we hit a land, we'll have the Phoenix next turn, and if we hit a spell, we can cast it. So we did hit a spell, and I am just going to go ahead and... Oh, do I just play it? I think I just play it. I honestly, maybe this is wrong, but I think it's true that we are far enough behind in the sense that, you know, we got Inquisition, we have a Phoenix, doesn't have much value. Our deck just has to basically do what we're doing, and if our opponent whiffed on their 2-drop or has just a path or whatever here, I kind of feel like we have to try to push the issue as much as possible and hope to use the burn to finish it off. And it does look like that's what's going to look... Wow, I'm talking way too fast for myself. It looks like that's what is going to happen. Our opponent uses the path to exile. We still get in for 2. We get to play our land, and now look, we have 4 for our Phoenix next turn no matter what happens here. So, and our opponent's down to 9, which is in range of some of our burns. So this is probably a best case scenario for us, really. And they're playing Gideon here, and Gideon is annoying. They're going to prevent the damage from this, but it's still going to get hit by the Phoenix. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can't actually kill it. Okay. Sorry. I got really excited there. Don't have enough mana to completely pull that off, but we can poke at this Gideon with the Phoenix, which I'm down for. Assume there's going to be a Gideon emblem at some point. We may as well try to get it off the board while we can. But it's nice that no matter what my opponent's follow-up is here, we do have another haste creature. Although, we probably do still need to draw something. My opponent actually going for the emblem there. And now playing Day of Judgment. Okay. Well, we're going to catch a break here that my opponent played a Wrath along with their Gideon, and I can just play another Phoenix and take it out. Now, I say we got lucky that... We got lucky that the Swiftspear was going to be able to do it just enough with 1, but then we drew the Phoenix anyways, so... I don't know where things are going in this game, but 1 Phoenix in play, 1 in the graveyard. If the game just slows down and we start stockpiling burn spells or something, I mean, our opponent's whiffing on duresses over there, we might actually just be able to set up a turn to bring them all back. Especially with now Lingering Souls and joining the party. But we just hit a nice lightning bolt or something off the top here. Yeah, Mountain, not exactly what we were hoping for. I don't even think it's correct to attack with the Swiftspear. Although, no, my opponent just duressed us. They know what's up. Let's just get in there with the Phoenix. Yep, they double block as expected. This game is actually pretty far from over now, the deeper into it we get and the more we draw lands. You know, it's going to be very swingy. If we're able to turn the corner and get these Phoenixes back, it's going to end in a hurry. But if not, I mean, heck, maybe 10 turns from now we're going to die to this Lingering Souls. Ah, there you go. Bedlam Reveler. Pretty good one. How much does this cost me? Actually, it costs a lot, though. It costs all 5 even. But it doesn't matter. We played it. With Bedlam Reveler, it's not so much how much it costs when you play it. It's just that you get to play it, and, you know, just like that, I was just talking about how this game could be looking down for us, but now we just get to draw 3 new ones. We have plenty of mana. Faithless Looting and light up the stage here. I mean, we're just clearly going to end up getting Arc-Like Phoenixes back at some point here. Probably right now. Another Swiftspear. I have lots of choices here of how to play this. Question is whether or not I want to go really hard into trying to get the Arc-Like Phoenixes back, or if I just want to, say, play the Swiftspear first. Yeah, we'll go Swiftspear Loot, and we'll just kind of see... We'll see where things take us. We might be able to cast 3 1-mana spells here, but if not, we're probably just going to win with combat. Bedlam Reveler is just the perfect hop-in. I love that it's found a place in Modern. All right, there you go. So I can get rid of the land and the light up the stage. I can loot again. This is just disgusting what's happening right now. Discard a couple things that don't matter. Lightning bolt down a spirit. This is pretty good. What do you think? Move to combat, get our Arc-like Phoenixes back. Attack for 1 billion. Oh, by the way, our Bedlam Reveler is a 6/7. Just cuz. Yep, alright, on to game 2. So our opponent is on black-white control of some sort, or something like that. It's hard to say exactly, but I do know more or less what I want to sideboard here. Alright, so the gut shots seem not as great, although I do kind of like having access to a couple of them. Soul-Scar Mages, get out of here. Obviously, we need some. Still, and Fork Bolt probably can get out too. In fact, get a Soul-Scar Mage back, get another Fork Bolt out, just to have creatures to enable our spectacle. So, yeah, I think this seems fine. I don't really know what our opponent's going to do against us. I don't know if I'd want to shatter. You know, what does it hurt to bring in one shattering spree? Another gut shot. We have surgicals to kind of fill that role. I don't know if our opponent would bring in anything. I'm trying to figure out what they're, you know, for all I know, there's ether vials over there, right? That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what's going on in our opponent's deck. Except that apparently a turn 0 ley line's involved. I actually really don't mind that at all. We do see the Shambling Vent. I was curious as to whether or not they had it. They didn't see it last game, but that makes me a little more likely to consider Molten Rain out of the sideboard, because we do have some amount of cards that just don't seem to be great against them, and Molten Rain kind of clears that up while also, you know, getting rid of an annoying permanent. All right, so we'll just loot here, see if we can find anything good. If not, happy to play this one a little slower, but we did actually find some pretty good stuff here. Throw away the lands, play the Swiftspear. Not bad. Our opponent's got to be feeling pretty good with their turn 0 ley line, but we're getting in there, poking in for 3 on turn 2 anyways. While setting up, I might add. I mean, we discarded 2 lands and drew 2 non-lands, and now we have a looting in there for later. There's a Gideon. And Gideon's not long for this world. Hey, and you know what? This is actually cool. This is actually going to work out great. This is a new world. This is exciting. I say that. This change isn't actually that new. But Leyline of Sanctity no longer protects Planeswalkers. They are... This turn's going to be sick, too, by the way. No, Planeswalkers can now just get targeted like anything else, because you don't have to do some funky redirect. Alright, so... It is worth noting here, I could have actually gone even more ham than I did. I could have... well, gosh, maybe I should have. I could have Manamorphosed, added another 3 damage. I could have Gut-Shotted to add another 4 damage. I could have added 7, put my opponent at 4. And if I drew something off the Manamorphose that won the game, another Bolt, we might have actually just won right there. So, but, no, it probably doesn't matter. Our opponent did not have... The reason is I was trying to save spells in case our opponent had a Wrath of God or something like that here on turn 4, so that we, you know, if we drew Phoenixes and Lootings, we'd have some gas to put something together later on, but our opponent did not have that, and now, heck, let's just try to kill him. Oh, well, I take that back. I actually got a little ahead of myself. I can't try to kill him. They have hexproof, silly. I could gut shot my own guy, so I could get him for 9. That's probably not worth. I got to keep in mind, I mean, with the ley line, you think about our deck having a lot of reach, which, you know, it does clearly, but if our opponent is never going to give us any targets because they have hexproof, well, we're going to have to take a slightly different tact. All right, so play out our Soul-Scar Mage here. They played Path. Regardless of whether or not they have the Wrath, they're playing spot removal, so they're looking for land if they have it, and they might not have it at all. So I think we're supposed to play out our last creature there, commit it. And look, we took it down. All right. We did it. No Phoenixes involved in that one anyways, but it was still a lot of fun, and that's what's good about this deck, right? You can play the Broken Phoenix aspect of it, but sometimes Phoenix is just a 4-mana, 3/2 hasty finisher because you're playing a burn deck, and that's really cool. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let's see if we get another one before we get out of here this week. They've been good so far. May as well keep going, right? Hey everybody, here we go with some more mono red Phoenix. So this is actually a really interesting one. And I think it's going to be correct to not play anything on turn 1 here. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should have. But on turn 2, I can Faithless Looting at least one Phoenix away. I guarantee a Phoenix on turn 2 this way. Looting on turn 1 did not guarantee me a turn 2 Phoenix. Alright, so let's leave with the looting. We might get lucky in a bunch of different ways here. Gut Shot or another Arc-like Phoenix would do it. In terms of broken unlucky starts. Oh man, Manamorphose would almost do it. I wonder if I can play this game differently. What if I pitch the Phoenix and let's say the land, and then next turn I go Manamorphose into Swiftspear into Gut Shot and Lightning Bolt. Well, I already have the Swiftspear in play in this way. I think this is better actually. Because this gets the Swiftspear in play this turn, which is I think the key thing is to get all those prowess triggers on the Swiftspear and not just have the payoff be an Arclight Phoenix, because after our opponent has turn 3 Tron, because they always do. So this is actually probably a really good way to play this. Well, let's go ahead and start things off with the Manamorphose. I should be able to do a lot of damage to my opponent this turn, and then it's just going to be a question of whether or not we can finish them through whatever broken Tron thing they're doing. So cross your fingers it's not Wormcoil. You know, if it's heck, we might, weird to say, right? But we might even be able to handle a Karn or something like that. But an O-Stone we can easily beat. We might not be able to beat a Wormcoil, though. This is going to be a nice turn, though. Manamorphose here. Just trigger number 1. What I'd really like to do is hit probably a Faithless Looting off of this. Oh, I did this stage, huh? I do have a land in hand. This might work. Well, it doesn't work with Spectacle, unfortunately. Oh, yes, it does. Because this was always going to involve a Gut Shot anyways, so I can just do it now. In fact, I can save my Lightning Bolt. Now we're talking. In fact, if I really wanted, I haven't played a land yet either. I could Gut Shot, play Lightning. Oh, this is way better. All right, this turn might get even sillier. And I can save my mana this way too? All right, let's Gut Shot him. I'm getting excited about what we're going to be able to do with this game now. We might still lose. Our opponent might slam that Wormcoil and kill us, but this turn's going to be sweet. All right, now we can light up the stage for its Spectacle cost and see where things go. And this will be spell number 3, so we've already got Arc-Light Phoenix enabled here, but this gives us access to more Faithless Lootings or something like that. This is actually like kind of low-key busted here. Let's see what we hit. Oh my gosh, we did. We hit a Faithless Looting. Well, I guess I just cast Faithless Looting then. Because this allows us to hit more Phoenixes. This is basically how this turn could be maximum broken, and it didn't work out that way. But that's just fine. So, all right. So we're going to be getting in for, I guess, what does it look like? 8 damage here. Put our opponent down to 10. We have the 2 Lightning Bolts. Had his Bedlam Reveler to reload as well. I have the Fork Bolt. So I actually have 8 points of burn on my next turn between the Fork Bolt and the Lightning Bolts if I keep it that way. So if I were to pitch the Bedlam Reveler here, play Land Bolt. Wait, so hold up. All right, so let's pitch the Bedlam Reveler. I think this is correct. Because I can play Land, Fork Bolt them for 2. Get another Prowess trigger out of it. Wow, I think we actually beat Wormcoil. That's so stupid. This is so stupid. This is turn 2. Somebody told me at the GP in Toronto that they watched this mono red Phoenix that kill on turn 2, and I thought there was no way that was possible. But this is insane. Look at what we just did. It's turn 2. Our opponent has turn 3 Tron, and it doesn't matter because, well, it might matter. They might end up at 1. But no, I mean, look, even if they have a Wormcoil, even if they have a turn 3 Wormcoil engine, we're just going to kill them. We're just going to attack for 3 in the air and then play lightning bolts. They didn't even have anything. They had turn 3 Tron because no Tron player has never not had turn 3 Tron against me. But in this case, it didn't even matter what they did. They could have Karn, we'd still win. They could have Wormcoil, we'd win. This was absurd. What a fun start out of our deck. Our opponent playing the game. Poor them. They just didn't even know what happened. They just don't even know what hit them, and I don't even blame them. I didn't even know where that was going until the end, but oh my gosh, his gut shot broken. All right, on to Tron. All right, so the 5-0 list I found didn't actually play Molten Rains. I added these because, honestly, to heck with Tron, you know? So, we'll see how they work out here. Shattering Sprees, I'm unsure on. I'll put 1 in the air. The thing is, the gut shots are actually pretty bad. The fork bolts are worse, though. Not like if neither is good, at least gut shots free. As is surgical, I'm gonna get that in there. Might be able to Molten Rain and surgical Tron land. I think I like Hazoret too. It's a haste threat here. Go ahead and cut a gut shot. Well, gut shot is just so, it just seems so broken somehow. Maybe I'll just cut this. We'll mess around with surgical extraction. That doesn't kill him. I'm tempted to play Shrine of Burning Rage because, you know, if they're pretty slow, it's very good against them. Honestly, Eidolon's not terrible either when they play all their eggs and stuff, but I'm going to give this a shot and we'll see where it goes. I don't know. After that game, it just almost doesn't even matter anymore. I feel like we've peaked already, right? I mean, we're already 2-0 with the deck. And now we get a game like that. Now this hand looks, honestly, pretty solid itself with the Soul-Scar Mages. Dig ourselves to a Faithless Looting here. Probably won't play the Manamorphose on turn 2. I think you're supposed to play, this is going to sound so weird because we're talking about a deck with lava spikes in it, but I think you're supposed to play this deck as a combo deck. You know, whether that involves Phoenix or just your prowess triggers, you want to maximize prowess creatures in play or Phoenixes in graveyards, and then turn of big spells, right? Those are your 2 combo elements. And whether it's Phoenixes that are payoff or their prowess triggers are the payoff, you don't want to just Manamorphose into Soul-Scar Mage next turn to see an extra card. I think it's correct to play the Soul-Scar Mage and then have another turn, but have that turn be more explosive with the Manamorphose. And, I mean, every turn you kind of wait to quote-unquote go off is a turn deeper you get to dig for Phoenixes or Faithless Lootings to have the truly brokenness of putting them in your graveyard. All that said, our opponent has Tron again, and this time they're on the play. So everything I just said might not matter. And, in fact, now that I actually drew a 1-drop to pay off this Soul-Scar Mage, or I'm sorry, the extra mana from this Manamorphose, I may just have no answer but to do this. I just gave a big spiel on why we shouldn't do it, but I think in this case, when our opponent representing Tron, we should have to try to do as much damage as possible right now. Right away. You know, rather than set up a big turn next turn and hope that we find a Faithless Looting or something to go along with it. We just have to try to kill them as fast as possible, hope they don't have a payoff. Now, if they do and they just have it on turn 3, I don't know if this hand's going to get there, but we'll see what we can hit. Light Up the Sage is not a bad one. At all. Thing is, I'm not going to have any mana floating, and I can't play a land this turn. So I guess we'll just Lava Spike them. This allows me to Light Up the Sage now, or I can play the Soul-Scar Mage now. I guess I'll play the Soul-Scar Mage. It's actually kind of hard to say, and that doesn't feel very good. I mean, I get my opponent down to 14 here, but Now they get on tap with Tron. I mean, this was definitely the right play in case their payoff here is a Karn or something, so that at least maybe we can attempt to beat it. There's a lot of stuff they could have as payoffs we just can't beat, though. At least with the game as it currently stands, I mean, for all we know, if my opponent has, let's say, Ugin, and they don't have a payoff this turn, I mean, for all I know, we're going to draw Faithless, so we can just go to town, attack them for 10. So, our deck can win out of nowhere. That said, it's a mono-red deck, and our card selection consists of, Light Up the Stage is a nice piece, that's for sure. But just not exactly playing Serum Visions over here, okay? That's all I'm saying. Now, our opponent did not have an immediate payoff. In fact, they're mapping again, so I was feeling pretty iffy about things, but honestly, if they're going to let us untap here, we're going to get a chance to get some more damage in. I would love, love, love to draw a gut shot, but I'll take any one-mana spell here. It would be very nice. Well, the thing is, that's not exactly what I meant. It's not exactly... Oh, when I messed up, I shouldn't have played a land. It's all right. I wanted a lightning bolt. I wanted prowess triggers out of this, All right, well, we'll cast this with Spectacle. Let's see what we hit. Now, we get till next turn to play them, so we're still getting our value here. And the good news now is that was the big turn, I think, because even though that works. Even though we didn't get a ton of damage in that turn, that did kind of feel like a crucial turn. I mean, we got an additional 3 points of damage in. They're at 11. Now, we get to have our Phoenixes. It's just... Well, Oblivion Stone's a good one, but Oblivion Stone against Starlight Phoenix, not ideal. Our opponent can still get out of this, honestly, probably fairly easily, but we're going to do our best to not make it easy for him. In fact, I'm going to attack here and not play this Arclight Phoenix from exile and see if my opponent takes 3. They could still get this game. I mean, now they have plenty of mana to work with. They have a lot of stuff they can do. But the good news for us is we probably... Well, one, we just played the world's... It's not only, I'm sure it's happened, but a rare post-combat main phase Arclight Phoenix. And it was 1,000% correct. That's the truly rare thing, right? There was literally nothing better to do right there. So, and no other time to play it. The Ulamog, huh? Well, Ulamog, that's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer right there. Phoenix in the graveyard I can work with. Phoenix in the exile zone, that one's a little harder. Alright, well, my opponent's still digging here. I get it. Well, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 3, huh? So that thing costs a lot. I think it's Arclight Phoenix and Prey. I guess we do technically have... we actually have several lines of victory here, right? Arclight Phoenix puts my opponent to 5 next turn. I mean, I guess we found a way to block the Ulamog. We even take... No, we still only take 2 hits, right? Or we take another hit after this, even. So that's not for nothing. But here's the thing. We get to put our opponent down to 5 with the Arclight Phoenix. We get a draw for turn, and we have a draw with Manamorphose. So, lightning bolts off the top, please. Never mind. Ugin on top of things. That'll probably wrap it up. I guess I could Manamorphose into Light Up the Stage into Bolt, Bolt, Bolt. That is actually it's actually even possible, right? It's realistic in our deck, or at least doable, if not realistic. Well, all right, there's a bolt. There's a gut shot. How much damage do I have? That's 4. I can kill the Ugin? Hey, we're going to kill Ugin. I'm gonna play the Bedlam Reveler costs 2 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All right, so this costs 2. I guess my life total doesn't matter here, so I may as well gut shot him. I could still hit Arc like Phoenixes, right? I have 1 mana open. I could Arc like Phoenixes and Faithless Looting here. just another gut shot, huh? Okay, well, we're not dead. We have a Hazoret even. Am I in the game at 6? Oh, I killed myself. Oh no! It doesn't matter. It never mattered. It never mattered. We died to this. I drew 3 and I felt so good about drawing 3, but that just means we're actually dead to Ulamog and we die in our upkeep. That's unfortunate. I had a plan there. We were going to chump the Ulamog. We were going to play... Hazoret wouldn't have done it, but this would have put them to... What would have our plan would have been? I don't know what the plan would have been, but we would have figured it out. That was fun, though. That was a fun one. Man, Shrine... Yeah, Shrine just wouldn't have been good. Our opponents... The window they're coming at us is basically like turn 5. The thing is, I really do like the... Oops. What did I do here? I do like what we've got going on, though, so I'll keep it. The gut shots... let's see if I can get one of the gut shot out. Gut shot is just so weird because it's so bad, and it's really bad when we're trying to finish them off, but man, it enables some broken things. So on the play, we'll keep 1. Keep 3 anyways, but we'll throw an Eidolon in there in case. Hedge a little bit here. I like any hand. I like this. I like this a lot. I like any hand that starts off with Faithless Lootings. There's a lot of light at the stage value here. Now, even though I'm just discarding lands to this, it's 2 lands we don't have to draw now. Now, next turn I can gut shot and light at the sage. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have turn 3 Tron yet again, but I mean, I do assume that they will. They are, after all, playing against me. I'm sure everyone says that too. Everyone hates playing against Tron. I'm sure everyone says that. Alright, so we've gut shotted. Now we can Faithless Loot. Now I can discard an Arc like Phoenix. And I guess a light up the stage. No, I'll just discard the Soul-Scar Mage here. Now I'll play a land, and now I'll play a light up the stage with a Spectacle cost. And now I'll get a Phoenix into play on turn 2. Get on in there. Alright, so those are actually 2 cards I'm glad we exiled 2 with Light of the Sage, because while we could get the Bedlam Reveler, I don't think we'll be able to play it next turn, right? 1, 2... Yeah, I have 4 in my graveyard. We can't play the Hazoret either. This only gets us to 7. That's unfortunate. I could loot. I could do a lot of stuff. I'm just going to attack. I played my land too fast again, but that's okay. I guess we could play this if we were to hit double gut shot off of this light up the stage. But just having burn off of this is perfectly fine with me. And there you go. It's a lot of burn. And it's Lava Spike. Alright, put our opponent down to 10. They did obviously have turn 3 Tron because they do. But this might still work out for us. I mean, having this Phoenix on turn 2 puts a lot of pressure on. Who could have guessed? But this Lava Spike should put them down. That'll put them down to 10. And they'll crack their map here. Then we'll untap. I mean, we'll see. Basically, we'll see if we die, I suppose, right? It is turn 3, and it is modern. Let's see if we're dead. But if we're not dead, we have a lot of options. If we hit land off either our draw step or the Manamorphose, then we can play a Hazoret, if that's what we want to do. Oh, no, we can't. Sorry, those go away. So we just have the Manamorphose and this Lightning Bolt. And we'll see what our opponent blows us out with here. Now, we do have... Ooh, they don't have it? Keep in mind, we have Faithless Lootings in our graveyard, and depending on what I draw here, we might be digging this turn for another Arc-like Phoenix. you know, if we hit a land, for instance, we're going to man Morphos no matter what, but land, man, and Morphos could open up, you know, flashback the Faithless Looting and see where we go from there. See if we can dig up some Arc-like Phoenixes while we can. I don't really know what my opponent's up to over here. Were we about to get Thought Knot seared? Like, what's going on? I'm just lightning bolting them to the turn here. Probably no matter what. It would be nice if they were to play something like a Thought Knot seer that I guess it really wouldn't matter, but at least made me feel like I'm getting a little bit of value there. But I'm probably firing this off no matter what, but maybe not. I guess I'll save it in case I need it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure exactly how this turn's going to end up going, but we'll see. Drawing land there means that we know what the floor is going to be, and the floor is for this turn is going to be just fine. So I think we're going to be okay. Because we get a draw off of this Mana Morphos, and, you know, maybe it's broken, maybe it's not. Wasn't broken. Not bad, though. Yeah, I think I just want, with this hand, though, I think I just Faithless Loot. Well, okay. Fair enough. Well, let's get in there for 3, I guess. Alright, well, we put our opponent in a dead next turn situation here. If we untap, we have 4 points of burn in our hand plus a Phoenix. You know, if they have Ugin and they use Ugin to kill Phoenix, we can get Phoenix back, which is very powerful, which would win the game also. If they have Karn and exile it, then we just need to find a lightning bolt. So we have a lot of ways to win the game from this position, and even more so if they're still not doing anything here. If they're still digging for something to do with their mana, it's very bad for them. Oh, they have a World Breaker, huh? Well, that's interesting, actually. You know, little known fact about World Breaker, it has reach. Huh. And I'm down a land, which actually hurts too. There's a Swiftspear, huh? Does the Swiftspear get us there? I think it might, actually. I attack with both. World Breaker blocks Phoenix. Swiftspear gets in for lethal. Yeah, okay, we just have it. Kind of a scary game, though. I mean, I didn't think we were going to lose when we passed the turn there. We almost found a way to. Fortunately, we did not. It's so sick, too. The bolt puts our opponent to 4. Oh, this is so stupid. Our opponent's at 4. Our Monastery Swiftspear is a 2/3. The gut shot is both. It's going to put them at 3 and make our Swiftspear 3/4 to give us exactly lethal. Gut shot, broken in Modern. All you need to know. That's it. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mining Modern. I'll see you next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Deck Tech 4 Phoenix Burn. I'm Corbin Hostler with, as always, TCGplayer. Now this deck, everyone, this was a fun one. I've gone to the dark side. I decided to try out Arc-like Phoenix, but I couldn't just play an Is It Phoenix deck. That deck is broken. That deck's no good. No one wants to play that deck. It's no fun. This deck, playing Lava Spikes with your Arc-like Phoenixes, now that's fun. So that's what we're doing. It is Arc-like Phoenix Burn here. You see it. Lightning Bolts, Lava Spikes, even Gut Shots. Fork Bolts, that's a lot of burn. Oh, by the way, we've got Soul-Scar Mage in here and Monastery Swiftspear. So, Prowess Creatures on 1, a whole bunch of cheap spells, Arc-like Phoenixes, along with Faithless Looting, of course, because why not? That's what you do these days. And now this is the reason I really am here. I want to try this card out. Light up the stage. I love it. Bedlam Reveler to round it out. And 18 Mountains, because why not, everybody? This deck has put up some 5-0s. It put some people into Day 2 at Grand Prix Toronto a couple weeks ago. So it's got something working for it here. It's sideboard a little haphazard, but hey, Shattering Spree is a good card. Dragon's Claw for, you know, the other red decks. Surgicals for the Phoenix decks. Eidolons for I guess little creature decks, elves, whatever, that sort of thing. Molten Rains for Tron, Hazoret for control, and Shrine for control. That's the deck, everybody. Phoenix Burn. Thanks for watching. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mighty Modern.